Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I am your host, Papa Joe, and I really do appreciate you all being here. It has been an interesting day so far for me. Hopefully, you all have had a wonderful day so far. Um, Down here in the southeast, whatever you want to call it, we are having a nice little warm weather and definitely enjoying it for sure. I for well, I absolutely love it when it starts to kind of warm up. It's really, really kind of nice. So things are warming up, things are heating up in lots and lots of different ways, and we're going to take a look at some interesting stuff today. you know, Titled this one, those dollars in your pocket, they're not really worth a whole lot anymore. And yo, guys and gals, y'all all know it. All my regulars, thank you all for being here. It means a lot to me. And if you wouldn't mind, do me a favor, help me grow the channel. Share this out in your socials, the actual, not necessarily the video, but the whole channel if you want to. And just get some people to come in and subscribe. Help me grow the footprint of the channel. I am this close to 2,000 subscribers. If you all want to help me get over that, I'd greatly appreciate it. So the fact that you guys are here means a lot to me. So for those of you who don't know, who are new, I do have a Patreon show. It's at 4:30 afternoon every day. It is scrolling on the bottom of the screen right here. It's also linked in the description of the channel. And what I do with that, and actually, I may have made a mistake with something. Hang on. Doop doop doop. Okay, cool. I did not add that one in there. Sweet. Okay, cool. Where was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. And I lost my spot. That happens when you do this live. I tell you what, that's part of doing this. I want to be real with you all. This is why I do this stuff. Oh, the two shows. Patreon is where I get to actually take off the filter of being concerned about being censored and have a real conversation with you all. The past couple of days, I've been really digging into a bunch of the past couple of videos. Days. It's only Tuesday. I have been digging into a few different things, and I really hope you all have gone through, those of you who are part of that, and really enjoyed that. So, anyways, but what else? Oh yeah, Crypto Confidential. If you want to help the channel out, grab that link. It's type of content and community, I'll put it that way, you can't really get anywhere else. So like-minded individuals who are part of that community, and the investment is far more worth than what's there for sure. The content and things you get access to is some of the stuff they've done so far has actually been pretty amazing. I mean, I'm in there reading all different stuff, doing different things. I may not post or comment a lot in there on the different accesses you get. Trying to keep it a little bit. You go in there and get surprised and whatnot. But the reason I do, I haven't had a lot of time to really dig into stuff because I know that when you start getting in conversations, you pull it away from other stuff and stuff like that. And right now, until I get some couple things off my plate, I really need to focus on those things. So, but anyways, yeah, if you want to help the channel out, grab that and join the Patreon. So, when we get to the end of the show here today, if it makes sense for you, smash those likes. It helps other people find that content. I really do appreciate it for sure. So, with that, let's go through. We have a very active chat today, which is amazing. The part of the reason for those of you who are new, I love having the live chat because not only do you all get to have a conversation with each other, but so do I with you, which is fantastic, and I absolutely love it. So let's go through here. We got Tom. What's up, brother? Good morning. How are you doing? There's a lot of people today, so give me a minute. Absolutely loved you guys all being here. Bitcoin Management Jim, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Good morning. Good morning. All right. We got Gloria. How you doing? It's good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Bitcoin Bull. Green Garbage. Good morning, y'all. Yes. Green Garbage is exactly what these things are. Y'all can't see it. This stuff behind me? Yeah, that's just total toilet paper. It's about to become toilet paper. Glenn Westwood, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being here, man. You are here. What's going on? We got Divvy Daddy in the house. Good afternoon. Good morning, sir. How are you doing? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Let's see who else is in here. We got Kim. Good morning. Good afternoon. Where you're at? We got Johnny Mattis. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. OMB. What's up, brother? Good morning. How are you? Open-minded Bitcoin. Appreciate you all being here. By the way, he's got a great channel if you want to go check it out. A lot of really good content that he has over there as well. And I think he has a Patreon too. Really good guy. Not imaginative. Good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Who else do we have in here? Daddy-O, what's up? Good to see you, man. How are you doing? Steve, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, let's see here. Wow, there's a lot of people here. This is fantastic. Johnny Holder, good morning. How's it going? Appreciate you being here. All right, let's see. We got Joanna. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Appreciate it. All right. So, holy moly, you guys are on top of it today. Man, I love it. I absolutely love it. So, thanks for being here, everyone. It means a lot to me. Oh, for sure. Let's see. Let's see if I have the proper. Hang on. I'm using a different browser, so not all my other stuff is. I don't know if this will work. Slash E, maybe. Hang on, bear with me. I need to pull up. Where's the sign in? Crap. I'm gonna have to change browsers over. Hang on. Bear with me. I pushed some buttons earlier. That's why I kind of had a couple seconds late start. Of course, that's gonna do that to me. Technical difficulties for a technical guy. Usually, it's the things you just forget that they have to do. Oh, good grief. All right. So, all right. I'm going to stop this. We're going to go over here. We're going to share this. We're going to push this button and we're going to push this button and say hello to my little friend. Anyways, we've got crypto on the rise today. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on. Yep. So yesterday, I actually thought Bitcoin was going to kind of turn down. Nope, I was wrong. So everything I think I'm opposite of, yeah, may want to do it that way. Oh, gee whiz, it's fun, sure. All right, so we got Bitcoin. It's up. We've got, where is the Dow's up? Oh, I wonder how. Now Bitcoin Cash is up 11%. That's interesting. Got for those of you who are new, I like to look through the charts just for myself. And you guys can look at it as me as well. We've got gold is down and silver is down, and well, it's ticking up, but that's really kind of weird. Oh, the joys! All right, so cool. Now I'm gonna stop sharing that. Mainly because I really want to get into this next thing. If y'all don't mind, stop sharing screen. Okay. And where did it go? Well, doggone it. There it is. All right. There we go. Cool. So this is kind of what I kind of hone in on with the dollars in your pocket, right? So we'll talk about this and I'll get into the other stuff I wanted to talk about. So the housing market is in its early stages of substantial downshift. Home sales may drop 25% by the end of summer, according to this analyst. And I actually kind of don't think that they're wrong. Now, the expected drop in home sales could bring relief to renters over time. Now, this is what they're kind of spinning it with. But I kind of wanted to point some things out here. The last time this happened, what happened to the entire economy globally? Actually, y'all can't see that. This is a different browser because the stupid... Can you see that now? There, you can see that now. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because this really significantly ties to a big part of our economy. And a lot of people don't realize how big of a part of our economy it is. Yes, there is a massive debt bubble. Yes, they have printed way too much money. We have talked about that multiple times on this, probably till we're blue in the face. 80% in the past 2 years kind of thing, right? So now we're looking at, there's no inventory in the market. There is no, now that the interest rates have gone up, the home mortgage applicants have dropped actually a lot. Compared from a percentage standpoint, that is a lot for these banks, and they're going, hold up, wait a minute, what happened just now? When the interest rates rise from the 2s into the 4s in a few months' time, that really sends a shockwave through the economy. Now, the housing market is in the early stages of a substantial downshift in activity, which will trigger a steep decline in rate of increase of home prices, starting perhaps as soon as the spring, basically now. The analyst wrote, I guess I'm going to say Shepherdson wrote in a research note distributed on Sunday. Okay, now kind of wanted to look at this from a where is it? There we go. Maybe this will kind of talk more about what I'm talking about here. As evidence of this expected slowdown in home sales, Jefferson pointed out that mortgage demand. It's kind of same thing I keep talking about here. The most recent data on mortgage applications from the Mortgage Bankers Association shows that the number of applications for loans used to purchase homes is down more than 8% compared to a year ago. Comparatively, demand for refinance has dropped nearly 50% versus last year. That is how they make a lot of their money. Banks make most of their money from an individual banking perspective from creating mortgages, which is creating money out of nothing, which is taking nothing and turning it into money. They're just randomly making it up. This is where fractional reserve banking comes in, right? You deposit $100, well, guess what? They can lend out $900 off of that. That's how this stuff works. Okay. A lot of people are like, wait a minute, what? They're not just lending the money out? No, they're taking the fact that they have 10% in the bank, they can actually lend out 90% more. Okay. That's how it works. So the refinances being down 50%, that's a lot. That's huge. That's huge for these banks. Because what happens is when your mortgage facilitator, we'll call it that, when they go and they own that mortgage, you're paying them. Well, they can actually clear off their books and make all that money by selling that mortgage to another processor or another servicer, whatever you want to call it. That's why they love that 50%. And that's where the new mortgages, they just sell them off until someone else buys them and then they're good to go. A drop in mortgage demand could predict downturn in home sales since most buyers rely on financing to make sure a large purchase. Issues around affordability are likely to blame for the decline. Affordability is no longer affordable anymore when the stupid interest rates jump 2% approximately. As of Thursday, the average interest rate for 30 years fixed mortgage is surpassed 4% for the first time since 2019, according to Freddie Mac. Per Shepherd's calculations, the rise in mortgage rates since September has increased cost of monthly mortgage payment from a medium price home by more than $400 or 27%. That I actually think is a significant low end. The reason being is because he's not calculating the fact that most home buyers are not putting 20% down. They're putting as little down as they possibly can. And the reason being is, quite honestly, they'd rather keep that cash in their pocket because they need it. Okay? They need it to continue to stay afloat, especially when the daggum inflation is as high as it is. Home prices like this are not only directly affected by the fact that there is no supply, but they're also directly affected by the fact that, well, it costs more dollars to buy that same house because they have printed so much daggum money. The money in your pocket, it's worthless. It's gone. We are at the point now where we are way past the point of no return, just like the Weimar Republic went through. People literally took stacks of the fiat currency that they had. Stacks. I'm not kidding. Stacks. And they literally used them as fire bricks. They burned them to keep their houses warm, to keep the factories running. They burned them. That is what the dollars in your pocket are. They're worthless. They are toilet paper. They have no value. They are not for any purpose whatsoever. Except to, I don't know, maybe blow your nose. You tell me, right? This is very, very interesting from my perspective, okay? They say this is huge, but they're not calculating a lot of things. It's actually more than that. It's actually more than $400 a month. It's more like the increase is more like $1,500 per mortgage per month because of the other stuff that they're not accounting for. They're thinking just the principal and interest. They're not accounting for the insurance that they put in, anything in escrow, anything related to escrow. They don't they don't they don't put it that way. This is a huge the writer continues here. This is a huge increase even for households sitting on savings accumulated during the pandemic. No one did that. Not no one. Very few people actually took those stimulus checks, put it in savings, or put it under the mattress, if you will. Which is kind of an odd concept, because if they took those stimuluses, put it under the mattress, well, guess what? Now you're seeing the same thing that happened in the Weimar Republic, because that kind of happened. They put all this money under the mattress. Well, then when they took the money out from under the mattress, they went to market and started trying to spend that money again. Guess what? That dollar didn't cost $1 anymore. That dollar cost $2, $4, $6 for the same thing it did before. This is what's going on. Tom, that is a good point. I'm going to bring that up here. There is more value in a copper penny than a dollar, because copper is worth more than a dollar. You could take a penny, melt it down for its metal, and have more money than a dollar. Well, you'd have to have a few pennies, but whatever. Crazy to think about, isn't it? Coming to a currency near you, Daddy-o, precisely. It's going to be burning in a cauldron, in a way to keep you warmer. Oh, it's going to be crazy. Okay. A one-time increase in savings can't finance an increase in mortgage payments for the next 30 years. And it will push demand down a good deal further. So we're coming to a spring right now where typically home sales increase, and they increase because they're coming into the summer break. They're coming into okay, I want to go and move my family into a better school district, things like that. I'm talking interstate type of moving around. And then you have to add in the people who are moving from California, Oregon, New York, other places like that, to places like Tennessee, Florida. I'm pretty sure Georgia too. Tennessee. Did I say Tennessee? North Carolina, South Carolina. Because historically, those regions or those home markets are actually cheaper, because not a lot of people actually. There's specific reasons from a business standpoint to be there. Like, I think North Carolina is big in banking. The banking capital of the country, kind of thing. Not exactly, but there's a lot of banks at headquarters there, right? I think that what's Texas and Georgia, I guess you could say Lockheed. Florida, what would be Florida? Any like theme park, Disney kind of stuff. There's big business related stuff in those areas, right? Well, now people are doing it because they can work anywhere for the most part. So they're going to the places that they wanted to always live, because now they can. And or you have people who are literally fleeing the tyrannical governments that their local governments have become, like New York, California, just to name a few, right? So you have all that happening at the same time. So there is no inventory. Well, right now we're coming into those places where you have that. Okay, we needed more inventory. Are we going to see more inventory come in the market? The answer is most people don't know, and it's most likely not going to happen. For the reasons of, hey, I want to just move, because most people are going to be able to get into a new house when they sell their house, because the mortgage rates have increased, because the free money, if you will, has increased. Now, to come back and rewind a little bit, I talked about yesterday, the foreclosures are on the rise. What happens when foreclosures happen? Those houses take the institutional investors out of the retail market and back into the wholesale market. When they have a wholesale market they can buy and play in, then they will leave the retail side alone. The demand will decrease for that, and the market will begin to flood with cheaper and cheaper homes, from a standpoint of it costs less to buy the home. My wife knows this statistic really well. Every percentage point that the interest rates on a home purchase go up, I want to say the value of a home drops 20%. So every interest rate, so we went up 2%. So you should have a 40% decrease in home values. I think that's right. It could be 10%. I don't remember. If she'd hear, she'd be screaming at me saying, "This is what it is." So I could be wrong on that statistic, but so now we just saw that 2% increase. Well, guess what? You're going to see either 20% decrease in home values, or you're going to see a 40% decrease in home values. And if that happens across the board, what's going to happen to the economy? I said again, the dollars in your pocket are worth nothing. So this is when you trigger, oh, you need to go take a serious look at crypto. Why is cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Divi, things like that, why, or Polygon, why are these types of things important for you and me to pay attention to? And not financial advice, tax advice, or legal advice here. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Take it, do your own research. But if you're not exposing yourself to these types of assets that are poised to be the exit strategy for this mess, you need to really rethink what you're doing. Granted, historically, gold and silver, great. Not knocking that. I personally do that kind of. We take definite advantage of those things. It's more of a savings account. Realistically, think, people. The exit strategy from the stock market is going to be crypto. I hear people talk about all the time. What's your exit strategy? How do you get out of Bitcoin? What's your exit strategy? What's your exit strategy of Litecoin? What's your exit strategy for this and that and the other? I don't have one. That is my exit strategy. You take the dollars and you let that absorb them. The value will eventually increase, but the usability and the technology underneath it is what will fundamentally change how society operates. Blockchain technology is freedom for humanity. That's it. I don't care what the regulators think they're going to say or do. I don't care what that happens. Eventually, they will realize that this is something they can't touch. There's a reason why Gensler hasn't talked about Bitcoin. I want to say I'll give him the benefit out too much. The reason I say that is because I don't listen to every little thing he says. There's a reason why the majority of his stuff is about stablecoins and CBDCs and not Bitcoin. They can't stop it, and they know it. And or he's been in this space for so long, he probably has a nice little bag himself, and he doesn't want any regulations to take place on it. It's also possible. I mean, when you're in that position, you make the rules, right? Look, we are coming into a time. I have been screaming from the roof of my mouth, top of my lungs, to all of my friends and all of my family, please stop playing in this mess and start getting yourself into a safe position. And they're like, crypto's not safe, blah, 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 blah. No one knows anything about that. I'm like, okay, when this happens, we are literally weeks away, it feels like. The more and more information that these types of news organizations start to talk about, the home values, the foreclosures, the repossessions, the blah, 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 the more and more this happens, we are legitimately on the doorstep of another problem. Now, I don't know if it's going to be as bad as it was before. However, there's a lot of things different this time where, quite honestly, it could be worse. It could be worse because you have the BlackRocks involved now. You have the major issues when it comes to the institutional investors buying in here because they did the moratorium on foreclosures. Think about it for just a second. And this is kind of what I felt was coming. This is why we did some of the stuff that we did. 2019, it was frothy. Things were getting crazy. Get into 2020, things started to look really, really dicey like it is now. Boom. You have a pandemic. Pause. No one can foreclose. Pause. No one can evict. No renters. Blah, 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 blah. No one can work, so no one can evict. No one can foreclose. Everyone gets free housing for the year. Well, that went through 2021 as well. So 2 years of that. It's like a coiled spring. People lost their jobs because of this stupid thing. The stimulus was not enough, and for the most part, they didn't use the stimulus to invest. They didn't use the stimulus to pay off debt. They didn't use the stimulus to do anything except go on vacation, buy nice purses, buy nice cars, buy nice shoes. They didn't do anything except do that kind of stuff. And now renters are getting evicted. And those homes that they were in are being sold because the price is high. Now, homes are being foreclosed on because a lot of the people at the beginning of 2020 started to feel that uptick in inflation and started to say, oh crap, I have to spend money on food and I'm not able to actually pay for my mortgage now. Things like that. That's happening across the board. This is the game that they play. This is not a joke. I talk about this type of stuff on these shows because I love all of you. And for whatever reason, I feel what's coming. I see necessarily what's coming. I don't know for sure what it is going to look like, but something rough is coming. Crypto is the exit strategy. The dollars you have in the bank. I have family members and I have friends who literally have they look at the bank as it is a savings account and it is where their savings account is. That's where their money is. In a bank, in a savings account. Earning nothing, just sitting there. And I'm going 2 years ago that money was worth, I'll be generous, a third more than it is now. So say you had $1 million, you lost $300,000 worth of purchasing power in the last 2 years. Just being very generous. It's probably more than that, just to be honest. That's a big deal. People need to be taking that. This is not financial advice, but good grief. You guys and gals need to be putting that in at least silver, at least gold, at least maybe real estate, although that's not probably a good idea right now. But crypto, it is the exit strategy. Other countries around the world are showing us that is the exit strategy. Look at Turkey. People are buying Bitcoin because they have no purchasing power. Look at El Salvador making it legal tender. You've got Brazil looking at making it legal tender. You've got the IMF freaking out and screaming at El Salvador, don't do that, don't do that. It's really bad. It's really bad. They're trying to downplay it, trying to punish them. Anyways, I am late for a meeting, as I usually am. I love each and every one of you all, and I really do appreciate you all being here today. It's been fantastic. I love it. And you know, if you're a praying individual, I highly recommend you start doing that for people in your lives, because you and I, all my regulars, we've been trying to tell people for years that this is how you protect yourselves. This is how you get out of the constructs that do these things, the machine that does this. This is how you get out of it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. You all have a wonderful and blessed day. And barring anything crazy happening with work or family or anything like that, I should have my 4:30 show this afternoon for the Patreon. If you're not part of the Patreon, you really should think about joining. It's $5 a month, but it's only there because I have to daggum have. I feel like I need to really get into stuff like this, like the nuts and bolts as to why I have to be very vague out here. But in the Patreon, it's where I can talk about things in an unfiltered manner when it says, I don't care if the video gets deleted, if it gets censored, things like that. That's why it's there. That's it. Our First Amendment rights under attack. That's why I do that. But I could, if it wasn't, I'd be talking about it out here. Wouldn't necessarily need to worry about it. It's right here, scrolling on the bottom of the screen. If you want to join, appreciate it. If you don't want to join, cool. If you join and just don't like it, no hard feelings, understand. Those of you who are there, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, it means a lot to me. It does support the channel. It does support me. It does help me be able to do the things that we're doing here. And, well, quite frankly, it lets me have that ability to just say, look. So anyways, you all have a wonderful and blessed day. I will see you all this afternoon. Bye-bye.